Hello, everyone. Welcome to the final of the three streams that I am doing to determine which Pokemon from the official series would appear in Croneo. I'm making this introduction for those who are watching on demand. Hello, if you're watching on demand. I don't seem to have any live viewers. Oh, I do. Hello, Chill Bill. As I'm saying, this is the final one. If you're new to the stream, basically what I'm doing is going through every Pokemon evolution line. And apart from the starters, legendaries, and mythicals, and determining, I'm going through them in order, and I'm going to determine whether or not they would be a fit for my fakemon region, Croneo, which is largely based in Scotland, a little bit of Canada, and we've done the first 7 generations of Pokemon. So now we're on Gen 8, which is a Galar. Hello, Bunny Gamer. Before I start, I am going to promote the stream on Discord and Instagram, so more people are going to be watching live. So bear with me for just one moment. Morpeko and Strudel line. We'll get there. I definitely think they fit, and I probably will get to those, but we're going to be starting with we're going to be starting with the one on the thumbnail, and that is Greedent, Skwovet and Greedent. Yeah, I mean, while discussing Pachirisu, everyone came to the conclusion that I should have both of the modern squirrel lines, or I should have both squirrel Pokemon since they're pretty common in Scotland. And Skwovet and Greedent, because I do have a Squirrelmon in Croneo, but it's a fossil, so that would be the sort of ancestor to those lines. So yeah, I think they would. I believe I've put it down on my list already. A list I will make public on my Discord server once we are finished here. All right. Sent it on my server. So hopefully people are, we've got 5 viewers. Great. I'm still doing the sort of setup of sending it, promoting it on other servers right now. So yeah. But yeah. I might as well set everyone some homework. So while I'm busy. So Greedent, we've kind of already decided in the last stream. Corviknight just flat out is. It just flat out is going to be there. I have confirmed this previously. And Orbital, we have also decided. But what about Thievul? Thievul would be the next one up. Let's discuss Nickit and Thievul. Now, I know what you're about to say. There are foxes in Scotland. I know. I saw one today in the middle of town. Don't know why it was there and not in a forest or something, but it was. We've had we do have the Zorua line, which is a dark type fox already. So do we need this one? Do we need Nickit and Thievul? That is the question. Thieves are famously Scottish. Yeah. But by that logic, I mean we've got Purloin doing the legwork there. Also, this is not a stereotype I've heard of. Is it a stereotype of Scottish people you're from? Like where you're from? Is it? Is it? I'd say so. So, Nickit and Thievel belong in Croneo. Is that what you're saying, Bunny Gamer? No, it's not a stereotype. Okay, so what do you mean by they're famous? Scottish, the Scottish are thieves are famously Scottish. What's your evidence for that? Because I've never heard that before. Hey, boy boss, how are you doing? So what we're doing, because you seem new, what we're doing is through the past few streams, we've been going through every single Pokemon line and determining if it should be in the Croneo region or not, just as a normal encounter as it is canonly, I guess. Yeah, I'm doing well. I'm actually going to start a new job soon, so that does mean I'm uncertain about how often I can put content out. But you know, have we passed Drodigan? Yeah, we passed it in the last stream because it's Gen 5 and now we're on Gen 8. I think we put it in the maybe pile. We will revisit the maybe pile once we finish Gen 9. Okay, guys? Right, time to promote it on Instagram because I've posted it to all the servers I want to. And I've got a timer for like half an hour from now. Because I've got to turn the radiator off because it's cold. Right, so okay, right. So I took the photo, pretty goofy photo, because I'm a goofy little guy. If you want to know why I am recording later again tonight, I would have recorded a little later yesterday, but I was recording something else. Croneo is a place in Scotland. No, it's not, unless if you consider my mind a location, in which case it is in Scotland. It's a famous Scottish thief called Rob Roy. I've not heard of him, but I'll look him up just now after I. Okay, right. So Rob Roy, you said. Okay. Ooh, that was a weird glitch. Okay. Rob Roy McGregor, Castle dealer. Okay. Yeah, he looks it. He looks like a fox. He looks like Nickit. So oh, he looks like Thievel. Nickit Thievel. Same thing, innit? So I'm gonna put Nickit in the yes pile. I've also got to sort out the yes pile by putting in like the Squavits and Rookie D and Blitbug. Actually, I don't actually need to put in Rookie D here, but I should have Dusclops because of the plague. We'll get to the maybe pile after. I already said, and Dusclops, funnily enough, is a Gen 3 Pokemon, not a Gen 8 Pokemon. And yeah, Dusclops because of the plague, but I've already got Croneo and Rattata because of that. Chill Bill, we did pass them, but I think we put the Duskull line in the maybe pile, and I said we will revisit the maybe pile. So if it's in the maybe pile, we're going to discuss it today as well. Hello, Toy Bonnie. Okay, right. So yeah, Nickit is what I was putting here, and I'm going to put Rookie D. I'm going to put Rookie D up here. Okay. Hello, Torasa. Right. So, Gossifleur and Eldegoss, I'm thinking of putting in the no pile. Now, you may be thinking, oh, Galar, so Scotland. No, Galar is based on England. That's first of all. Second of all, Galar didn't have the Hoppip line. And I see Eldegoss, because they're sort of based on the same thing, Eldegoss and Jumpluff. And I decided to include Jumpluff and Croneo. It just felt like the right decision to make. So, I'm going to put Gossifleur in no. And also, Wooloo and Chewtle are in Croneo. Mainly because Double has a new evolution and Dreadnought has a regional variant. So I didn't immediately disqualify this next one. I was thinking about it. But what about Yamper, everyone? I know the Queen loved her corgis. But, is that enough of a reason? I don't see. Somebody in Scotland probably owns one. Yeah, probably Prince Andrew, but like, screw him. Hello, Darth Arthur. If you don't know what we're doing here, by the way, we're going through every single Pokemon line in the official series to see if it should be in the Croneo region as a returning Pokemon. Kind of like how, say, Paldea has the return of like Magnemite, for example, something like that. Where did the corgi originate? I don't know, but it's very iconic to the UK. Mainly because of the late Queen. The thing is, I already have Manectric, so do we really need Boltund as well? I know Galar had both in its decks, but like, okay, how many Pokemon am I aiming for the decks? I don't know. I think I'll count them up before. I'll count up what we've said yes to in the maybe pile, and yeah, like what I've said yes to in the maybe pile, and or not in the maybe pile, in the yes pile, and the yes piles, I should say. Galar introduced, yeah, but then why also have the second one? That's something I always never got. I never got why, but like Boltund and Manectric. Justice for Yamper. I mean, if everyone's so much like, yeah, it's Scottish, then sure. But I don't want to immediately go yes to all of these because Galar had them. You know? Like some of these, yeah, sure. Some others, no. Like, there's not many in Galar, to be fair. But like a lot of Galar Pokemon are returning, so I don't know. I'll put Yamper in the yes pile because everyone's. No, maybe pile. Okay, maybe pile. We'll revisit it later. Because yeah. Maybe pile. Let's wait until we can assess it a bit more. Oh, the intent wasn't to make it a spaceship, by the way. With Coronian Dreadnought. Coronian Dreadnought is actually based on leatherback sea turtles, and I just thought that leatherback sea turtles, they look like they're like spots that they have. Also have the spots that they have look like stars, so that's great. Yamper, what it has to do with Yamper is that Dreadnought is immediately prior to Yamper, so fair enough. Why you'd want to discuss it, right? So after that is the Roly Coly line. It has a new, Carcole has a new evolution in Locomotive, and then after that the Applin line, which Fig has a Hydrapple on their team. So there we go. So I'm gonna pop in Wooloo, Chewtle, Roly Coly, Applin. Yeah, because, plenty of Galar Pokemon will return. Okay, Silicobra and Sandaconda. Thoughts, everyone? I'm not against adding another snake. Although I don't think we have any snakes in Scotland. Wasn't it Appleton Thick had? In the original Instagram post, I did put Appleton as something on their team. However, as soon as the DLC dropped, as soon as Indigo Disc dropped, I was following the leaks, so I knew Hydrapple was going to be a thing. I just wanted to know to what extent. And when it dropped, I was like, okay, right, gonna make it a Hydrapple in the video. So in the video, it is a Hydrapple, but either way, Applin is still in the Croneo region, and as a result, Hydrapple would be as well. The Adder is the only snake in Scotland. Yeah. I would say the only thing going for Silicobra and Sandaconda. I mean, Onyx, actually. We do have Onyx. But then again, Galar had Onyx too. And it's rock ground, and then its rock type changes to steel. So it's like, we don't have a fully evolved rock type snake. But do we have too many snakes already is the question. And if you guys think yes, then yeah. So I don't know if it was Ireland that had a man chase all the snakes away. It might have been. But if everyone's thinking no, but not because you don't like it, then I'll put it in no, because I think that makes sense. Or more snake, more ground. Well, it's not ground, it's rock. Is it ground or is it rock? I keep thinking it's rock type. Because it's like a sandstorm, but a snake. I'm stupid. It's a ground type. Well, I'm okay. No, we already have a ground type snake. Okay. This changes everything. I think I might just say no to it. When the only thing I've got going for it, and it has overlap. And I don't. It's not that I don't think we can't have overlap. It's just there's so many Pokemon, and I feel like at this point it's just like we can't bring everything back. So at this point, maybe overlap bad. And also, a lot of Galar Pokemon are going to return de facto anyways. So maybe not. Maybe not. Is everyone fine with it going in the no pile? If someone makes a regional variant of it for the contest, sure, I'll consider it. But because that's not the no pile is basically For those who don't know what I'm choosing to do with no pile, it's if I decide against it later, yeah, I'll take it out. But and when I say decide against it later, I mean once the stream is wrapped up and I'll discuss it with people on my Discord server who I trust. Then yeah, that'll be yeah. I could take it out if people are like, wait, hold on, why are you putting it in the no pile? But even if it is in the no pile, if someone does it for the contest, if someone submits it for the contest, that is still a valid entry. I would still think it's valid to put like I mean the only one I would say isn't a valid entry is Jinx. I just won't consider it if it's Jinx. Because yeah, no, I don't think we should bring back Jinx in any form. And by we, I mean as a society. But say, I mean, I've put Ekans in the no pile. If you wanted to do a regional variant of an Ekans, or a regional evolution, or a new evolution of Arbok, then go right ahead. Like, even though if you don't do that and it doesn't get picked, Ekans just won't appear. But if you do have an idea for something like Ekans or Doduo or like Joltik or I guess Morilol or something like that, then okay, I'll consider it. But if you don't, if no one submits that by the end of the contest, then I'm just not gonna. It just wouldn't be here. So what Pokemon are we up to? We are currently on Silicobra and Sandaconda, and I have a feeling we're going to put in the no pile. Is that what we're going for? We've not gone after we're not doing the thing after Silicobra. We're still on Silicobra. Okay, right. I wasn't against including it, but I do feel like to be consistent, I feel like since we already have Onyx and Steelix, which are both ground type, they share the ground type, even though they change the other type they have. Yeah, no. I think it's right too. Okay, and I do think this next one is something I want to not include as well, and that's Cramorant. And the reason why is because I feel like I don't know, something about Cramorant to me suggests that, or something about Cramorant in relation to the X-Bill line. I think they're not too far apart. They do have similar appearances only due to the fact that the like certain depictions of what Xbury is based on is similar to Cormorant's. And also the color scheme is not intentional but similar, and they also have the same type combo. Well, they're not the same, but they are similar, and it wasn't intentional for them to be similar. The only reason the color scheme is the way it is because it's the Scottish flag. Cramorant, I don't know why. I think it's blue because it's a water type. So yeah, okay. Honestly, speaking about it facing Aracuda, Aracuda is next up. Aracuda and Barrascuda. I don't see why they shouldn't be. If I wasn't including Aracuda and Barrascuda, then I would say it would be a probably not for Cormorant. No, not Cormorant, Cramorant. But it's a one-way thing in my opinion. I think you can have Aracuda and Barrascuda without Cramorant. I don't think Cramorant appears in Gen 9 at all. I don't think it's in Scarlet and Violet. But I think Aracuda and Barrascuda are. So you can separate the two. So yes. So even though it's a no to Cramorant, is it a yes to Aracuda? Wait, is Cramorant in the teal mask? Is it? Hold on. I think I might just be wrong. Hold on. Going on to Sarah B. Sarah B. Oh, it is in Gen 9. I apologize. I don't have the decks memorized, to be fair. So it is in Kisakami. Okay, never mind. Forget I said anything. No, because nukes aren't Scottish. You're right. But torpedoes aren't necessarily not Scottish. Okay, it's in Scarlet's the version I own. I've caught one. I've completed the decks. So I just forgot it's in the decks. So they are darts. Yeah. I think we could include Aracuda and Barraskewda. I honestly don't see anything wrong with it, because I mean, Scotland loves its fishing, so I'm probably going to be including most Fishmon. Impidimp. Oh, cool. You're telling me to add something else when we've not even decided on this thing. Impidimp's not for a while yet. Why are you skipping so many? We're on Aracuda and Barraskewda, okay? Do I add it, or do I say bye bye? Do I nuke it? Because I'm thinking yes. But if anyone has any objections, let them be known now, or forever hold your peace. That's how the common sparrow works. Yeah. But how I work is they are after Aracuda. They're also after Toxel, Sizzlipede, Clobopus, Sinisty, and Hatena. All of which I have to get through first. Which I haven't got through yet. They're not immediately after Aracuda. Toxel is. But we've not finished Aracuda, so it doesn't even matter if it was or not. Are Magikarp and Phoebus in Croneo? Yes, they are. They both are. Phoebus was already in Croneo, but I felt like it would be weird not to include Magikarp, so I made the executive decision for Magikarp. So we've got those fish. And we've got Basculin. And we've got Wishy-Washy. So we've got plenty. I feel like it's a matter of, do we think one more fish is too many fish? I think that's the main question. But I think if these ones could be lower. I don't know what the de facto. Oh no, I do know what the de facto Fishmon in Paldea is. There's a few. Yeah, I think what I'm gonna do is there's only like one more. I say one more Fishmon. It's actually two, but they're connected. That I'm gonna highly consider, but the rest I'm probably just gonna not, because I feel like we've got plenty of fish in Croneo. There's plenty of fish in the water. There's never too many fishes. Maybe there is, but like I don't think there's too many yet. So I think if there are any fish in the maybe pile, we'll consider them as well. But I don't think we have absolutely too many. So for if it's too many now, then they should be cut. But I am going to seriously consider Dondozo and Tatsugiri, because I don't know why, but I feel like they could fit. But at the same time, I don't. With the loser, I don't see why that would be specifically Scottish. Plus, out of spite, people are saying, "Oh, is Simon related to Veluza? Is it the evolution to Veluza?" And I'm just like, if you see the post, you'll see that it's not. It's got nothing to do with Veluza, other than it being also a psychic type fish. It looks nothing like Veluza. Like, I guess it's got grey in its color scheme, pink in its color scheme, but they look completely different. So yeah, I will be vaulting the loser, actually. Right, after Aracuda is Toxel. How about yes, because I like it? Does anyone have anything against Toxel? Am I going to bring back fishing spots? I'm going to bring back fishing full stop. Like, not just fishing spots, but you can fish on any part of the water. Babies are everywhere, funnily enough. Sparrow. I don't know if you've noticed, but like, you didn't come out as a full-grown adult, because I know you're not from Scotland. So I think, and I'm gonna be in the minority here. They're stereotypically Scottish. How are babies stereotypically Scottish? How are babies stereotypically Scottish? There's we call them babs, we call them bairns, we call them all sorts of things. There's stories to do with children in Scotland, but guess what? That applies to everywhere as well. Because nurses aren't specifically Scottish. I don't see what you're on about. There's my beard growing. Part of my beard grows faster than the rest of it, and I don't like it. It makes maintaining it a bit, annoying, not difficult, but annoying. Yeah. So, yeah. My opinion on Toxel and Toxtricity is that it's a frog. Starts out with a tail, loses the tail. Bada bing, a bada boom. I will walk 500 miles. What does that have to do with Toxel and Toxtricity, though? Other than its music, I guess. But if no one has any objections, and I don't think anyone does, because like everyone loves Toxtricity, then yeah, I think they have legs. Cool. Most Pokemon do. Not all. Ghastly doesn't have legs. Haunted doesn't have legs. Gengar does, though. And so do, like, pretty much every starter Pokemon other than, like, most of the Snivy line and the Poplio line. Can't think of any more, but, like, there might be more starters. Yeah, most things have legs. Gimmighoul has legs. Goldengo has legs. Brute Bonnet has legs. Eevee has legs. Oshawott has legs. Like most Pokemon have legs, dude. What if I say Toxtricity looks like a unicorn? And that's my justification. I'm putting it in, actually. None of you have said anything against it, so I'm putting it in. Unitricity. Oh, that could be an evolution. Right. What's after Toxel? Sizzlipede. Were radiators invented in Scotland? That's a good question. Because it's a radiator. If they were, then I'm including Sizzlipede. I know it's sung by a Scottish band, but Venipede is already in. Venipede was also in Sword and Shield. So, I mean, I guess I'm showing my bias because that's the same logic as Yamper, but the difference is this is a different type. If Yamper had a different type to it, I would be like, yeah, sure, I'd include it. But because it doesn't, then I'm biased against it. I like Yamper enough, Boltund, I just don't care much for. So were radiators, or where were radiators invented? St. Petersburg. Amazing. um um I but the thing is I don't you think Volcarona made it in? I didn't actually put Volcarona in. I've not done that yet. I put it in the maybe pile. I don't I think radiators were invented in St. Petersburg before the Russian Revolution. So communism wasn't a thing yet, dude. Wooloo. Wooloo's already in. I made a double evolution, so it's obviously in. But I suggest if you're going to make a suggestion, it's best to make a suggestion about the thing we're currently talking about because we already passed Wooloo at the start. We are currently on Sizzlipede. But yeah, Sizzlipede. What's your suggestion about Sizzlipede? Because yeah, I already have like Venipede, but like that's a poison type. This is a fire type. I'm not against having multiple bug fire types. So Volcarona could still be in the running. So because there's not many bug fire types. I think there should be more. Bug fire is like it feels interesting to me. My reason I haven't given reasons though. My only thing is I don't feel like it being the same species is enough to disqualify it. So yeah, both are cool, man. I like it, but I'm not entirely sure. I only included Venipede because it's like one of my boyfriend's favorite Pokemon. One's an early game, one you can use. One is late game. What? What 3mon are we talking about? Yeah, Russia is 3,500 miles away from Scotland. Yeah. I mean, I have my radiator on now. Hold on. Speaking of, is my timer about to go? Deliberate some more. I'm going to turn my radiator off. That reminded me. Weird timing. Gotta have Pidove. We already discussed that last stream. This is specifically for. You must be new. So what we've been doing over the past few streams is going through every Pokemon mine in order. We are now into Galar. We have already covered the first 7 generations. Comma. A Scotsman once said that because I said that last time. And it's not comma, it's karma. Karma, chameleon. Because I was doing the Boy George song. Is it Boy George? Boy George was the lead singer of a band that I can't remember the name of. So it might have been a song from that band, but yeah, Boy George was singing it. So, but yeah, so we're going through them all in order. I started at Kanto in the beginning of the first stream. This is the 3rd stream. This is going to be the final stream out of the 3 because we'll have covered every Pokemon by the end. And we are on to Galar. The VODs are available, so you can watch them if you want after this stream. So I still don't know about a quick pace. It wasn't quick. I was wanting to get them all done in the first stream. It's taken hours. So we're on Galar. This stream started with Squovit and Wooloo. We are on Sizzlipede Sense Scorch. I don't know. I'll turn my radiator off, and please give reasons, because I'm still not sure. So I'm leaning on the side of inclusion, but I don't actually want to jump the gun on it. Wooloo would be a human rights violation now to include. I already included it though, because my region has a double evolution. So yeah. It's automatically included on that basis. Anyway, radiator off now. Right, I think that's it off. Wouldn't add Sizzlipede because you don't feel nothing special for him. Well, I do feel something special for him. You don't have any strong arguments against him. If you don't know what Pokemon are already in the region because I've given them new evolutions or regional variants, or well, that would be it really. I recommend checking my Instagram or my Discord server. Or my YouTube series, or my YouTube series, or my YouTube series generally. It's not really related to Scotland. I'll try and brush up. Okay, let me actually see. I say yes because the fire centipede in. Is there a fire centipede in Scotland? What? Is there even a species called fire centipede? Okay. But what? Are you sure it's in Scotland? Because I'm only seeing it in like East Asia, which kind of makes sense given it's Kabu's ace. I'm gonna have a look at what Center Scorch is just based on, and just to get a better. This is the most in depth we're going. So what is it based on? Based on radiator coils and centipedes, like. Oh wait, it's also known as the fire centipede. So it's based on the fire centipede. Oh, pardon me. It may also be based on other things like Sierra luminous millipedes. And it also might be based on the Omukade. So it doesn't appear to be in Europe. Well, why is it in Galar? Wait, they were found in archaeological sites in Scotland. Were they found in Scotland? Or in the UK in general? I'm also going to just look at the history of the radiator again. Off topic question, but do fakemon regions generally have to tie into the place it's based on, or can it have more of a concept and theme? You don't actually have to base it on anywhere in particular. I chose to because I felt like it was a good focus, and I feel like it makes it feel more in line with what Game Freak have been doing lately, with the 3D Pokemon games, which is a direction I really like. However, if that's not something you're into and you'd rather have an overall theme, then that's fine too. I think Black and White had an overall theme. It was tied to the fact that it was the first region in America, so they wanted to make a sort of America region. And because of that, they wanted to mix different cultures together because that's what America is. So that's the theme. Different cultures mixed together. And that's also, it also makes sense as the first region to include a racial diversity within the human characters. So I do think there's a lot to analyze with themes of particular regions. However, I don't think those themes necessarily have to be based on real world locations. But every region at least has its geography based on a real world location. But that doesn't necessarily have to hold if you don't think it applies to you. I think I'm gonna have to put it in the maybe pile, and yeah, I think that's it. I think I have to put it in the maybe pile. We'll get back to it. I think Loxton made a video on it, and Loxton tends to overanalyze stuff, and even if he's not correct, even if we assume he has got Game Freak's thought process wrong, his insight into what it could be is still relevant due to the fact that you could project that meaning onto the design and tie it and basically thematically go, well, even though this may not be what is intended for the design, it still works because, you know, Scotland had lists, for example. And that's why Tinkerton returns. Spoiler alert. And it does return, so yeah. That is the no pile. Why am I putting it in the no pile? No, I wanted to put it in the maybe. So next one. What's the next one? What is the next one? Ooh. Next one better be good. It better be good. Hello, Purge, Fly Fox. I don't think you've been tuning into the streams lately. So here's what we're doing. We're going through every Pokemon line in order. We're now on to Galar. Okay, Clobbopus, thank you. So we're specifically moving on to Clobbopus. And we're determining if they should return to Croneo. Okay, so Sizzlipede returns. Right. The last thing you remember, merch. I think I'm gonna make that much. That's an old meme. I'm thinking for Clobopus. I'm thinking yes, Clobopus and Grapploct. Scotland gets octopi, and who knows? It's a fighting type octopus, and who knows what that mysterious Pokemon of time used as the basis for Priorate. Perhaps Mabcordian was also a certain unicorn, psychic type Rapidash, maybe? Is there a limit for the amount of Pokemon I would like to include? I don't want to include every Pokemon line. I know that. I kind of want a good mix from each region. But the thing is, I want it to feel like a good list. I might scrap everything in the maybe pile if I feel like we're at a good number. But yeah. So do you know what? I am going to put Clobopus in. What's after Clobopus? No, I don't want to be in Kanto. I want to be in Galar. Come on now. Pardon me. Galar-based evolution families. Come on. Does someone have... Okay, no one posted the answer yet. Grapploct is the Evo if you're not yeah, but like I'm talking about the lines as a whole. So we've while covering Clobopus, we've also covered Grapploct. The Hatterene line, okay. Let me see. Yes, it would be, because although Sinistea is the next in the Dex, Sinistea, I did a regional variant of. And then when Poltergeist came out, I was like, this is still a variant of Sinistea. Because of what makes Sinistea and Poltergeist different, because there are differences, and what makes them a different species to one another, I felt like didn't apply to Cronian Sinistea. So I didn't retroactively make it a convergent because it is just a Sinistea with a different container, because the Sinistea is the liquid, and it also kind of fermented. It fermented. So that's my explanation for Cronian Sinistea existing. So next, it's the Hatena line. Why immediate yes? Give me a reason why. I'm not against it. There are multiple psychic fairy types in Croneo. Because I've elected to bring back Galarian Rapidash. I did that in the first stream. And also in the first stream, I elected to bring back Gardevoir. So, is that too many psychic fairy types? I don't think 3 is too many. I don't think 3 is too many, per se. But if you guys think so, then sure. But I think it fits. Macbeth and the Three Witches. How many witch Pokemon have I included? Okay, what witch Pokemon are there? So, there is a witch Pokemon I introduced in Croneo called Musifer. It's one of the starters. It's one of the secondary trio of starters. Miss Magius I'm also bringing back. Are there any other witch Pokemon? Because it would be kind of perfect, actually. Can anyone give me any other witch Pokemon that are out there? Which Pokemon are witches? I mean, I think someone said Gothitelle was. Oh, Delphox is a witch, but that's a starter, so we're not counting that. I think Delphox. Well, not Delphox. I think someone said that Gothitelle. Yeah, the Gothita line. that could kind of be a reason, but it's very much. I don't think it's very explicitly a witch. Um. So yeah, I don't think it's explicitly a witch, but it is gothic. It kind of fits. Miascarada is an entertainer kind of witch. I mean, you mean a magician, and it's also a starter. We're skipping over starters because yeah, no. The only starters I didn't skip over were Bulbasaur, Charmander, and Squirtle, only because they are actively in Croneo. And if you want to participate in the Croneo contest, where you get to submit your own Croneomon, which there's still just over a week left of that contest, then starters are ineligible. You can't do a regional variant of a starter. You can't do any evolutions or pre-evolutions of starters. Same applies to legendaries. Yeah. So I think you've convinced me, guys. Not that I was immediately going to write it off or anything. It's just if there was no consensus, it would have been in the maybe pile. Where can you submit? Okay, so I made a video elsewhere on my channel where I explained the rules in depth. It's my it's one that is titled like a 10K subscriber contest or something like that. And in there, I explain where you can submit properly, but in short, you can submit them on my Instagram and also on my Discord server, both of which are in the description down below. And remember to follow the rules. Follow the rules. If you are confused about the rules, feel free to ask me. I will answer any questions. There aren't stupid questions. In fact, there were questions that I wasn't sure how to answer. So maybe I didn't write the rules thoroughly enough. But I will come to a decision. Yeah. So don't worry about it. I am active on my server. So if you're like, oh, what's this? If I don't see it, a mod will harass me to answer it. Like my boyfriend's a mod. I know, like I've got some other friends who are mods, like Juno is a mod. We love Juno on my server. They are amazing. They are so fun to be around, and they're also just a good mod. They're just a good mod. There's other mods. They're not as active moderators. I should probably have more moderators on my server, considering there's like over 100 users. Not all of them active, but yeah. Eel. I mean, it's probably morning in the US, right? No, it can't be, right? No, it's like too late for that, surely. But yeah, okay, so Hatena. We're so Eel, do you know what we're doing here? Were you present for the other streams? It's like 8:30. Where are you? Wait, 8:30 in the morning or 8:30 at night? Because it's 8:30 at night for me. Oh, you were sleepy. Okay, so what we're doing, I'll explain what we're doing then. So what we're doing is going through every like Pokemon evolutionary family in order. The past two streams collectively covered the first seven. The first seven regions. Now we're on to Galar, and in particular, I am putting Hatena in the S pile. So finally, we've gotten to Impidimp. Thoughts on Impidimp, guys? I get the feeling people would want Impidimp in, considering people like to pair it with Hatena. And I'm not entirely against that. I could see like Brooke have a Grimmsnarl or something. I think she would like a Grimmsnarl. Or even Alexei, considering he's a fairy specialist. He could have a shiny Grimmsnarl. So honestly, yeah, I can see Impidimp, and Impidimp kind of works. Really, like it kind of feels like it should fit. I think everyone's going to say yes to it. If anyone's going to prove me wrong, feel free. They're partially based on red cap. Are they based on red caps? If they are, oops. I made a red cap mon. Are they based on changelings? I'm gonna have a look at what it says on Bulbapedia real quick, guys. So bear with me. I mean, this is just a formality, really, because I'm already on the side of I think we should have the Impidimp line back. So it's imps, goblins, gremlins. It could be a Bogart, maybe the Lincoln imp. I don't think Impidimp is a red cap, but like it looks like it's kind of related to Dreadcap, but in like the way that you feel like they are very different, but also like they're very similar, but not in ways that kind of feel like it's overlap, if you know what I mean. And plus, it's a different type. It's Dark Fairy. To my knowledge, we've only had one Pokemon line with that type combination, and it's the Impidimp line. So I think we should. I'm not saying we should have every Pokemon with a unique type, but if there's a Pokemon that has a good case for it, a unique type may push it forward. You know? Or if there's Pokemon that are similar, I'll pick the more unique one. So, for example, in terms of all of the mushroom Pokemon that exist, I have preemptively decided that the Croneo's mushroom, there isn't going to be a new mushroom Pokemon, but I've decided out of the, like, what is it now, like 5 mushroom-based lines in the Pokemon series, I'm bringing back Toadscool. And there are multiple jellyfish Pokemon, but I've opted for the Frillish line, because there are multiple water poison types in Croneo. And there would only be one other water ghost because I want Basque Legion to return. So there you go. So yeah, Impidimp. What's after Impidimp? Place your bets now. What is after Impidimp? I think it's either Pincurchin or Phalanx. No, it's not. They're soon, but it's Milcery. I also want it Milcery. Yeah, Milcery. Yeah, I'm gonna put Milcery in because Scottish bakeries are kind of insane. They're like I don't think they're a massive part of our culture, but like they contribute to a stereotype that is a massive part of our culture, and that's that we like frying things. I know Milcery is like dairy and stuff, but like, come on, like you see what I mean, right? Is Big V also back? Okay, you're okay, right? Mushrooms are overused in Pokemon, maybe. In my next region that I'm planning, I am doing a new mushroom mon. Probably using the last type that kind of makes sense for mushrooms, but anyway. Is Mimikyu back? Yes, Mimikyu is back and ineligible to use for the contest because it's on Anastasia's team. Obstagoon, Obstagoon kind of falls onto the Zigzagoon line, and we already covered that in the first stream. Even though it's cross-generational, I include the cross-gen evolutions in their original lines. So Hydrapple was included when I was talking about Applin. Archaludon will be discussed when I'm discussing Duraludon. So yeah. Oh, and plus I have Crony and Obstagoon anyway. So it's like I have a regional variant of it. I have the Zigzagoon line is already back. And is Volcarona back? It's in the maybe pile. It's in the maybe pile. The maybe pile is essentially. Wait, Eel, I think you have access to that chat, don't you? I think you're one of the people who have access to to see my document. Or I say document. It's a private chat in. Yeah, you do have access. It's under Croneo series development. It's the chat under that returning Pokemon Croneo. Yeah. Yeah, Volcarona. I get the feeling I might include Volcarona simply because both it's your favorite Pokemon and because it's one of my boyfriend's favorite Pokemon. He might whoop me. Or I say whoop me. Like we have a loving relationship, but at the same time I don't like upsetting people, especially the people I love. So yeah, I'll ask him about it. I guess I'll send him a message like now. Actually, I've already added Milcery here. Okay, right. Next one's Phalanx. Phalanx is back. Okay. And do you want to know how I've established it's back? It's in the map video most of you've not seen. Go watch the map video. It like the map has just as much juicy tidbits as any Pokemon, if not like a bunch of Pokemon all in one, right? Yeah, the Scottish Sun God, but there's multiple Sun Pokemon, right? And multiple places have Sun Gods. So I think Volcarona, because Scotland has a Sun God, okay, but so does like, oh no, so does everywhere, and Volcarona doesn't necessarily always return. So yeah, but Phalanx you can find in the like Westwake ruins. Warlinks is a different species of Pokemon, but the reason I included Phalanx is so people who, because I didn't actually explain. I wanted to show where at least all the base forms of every Pokemon line I have done new things to or created from scratch in Croneo are. Um, I didn't bother putting like Lillipup, but like at the same time, Sealipup's a separate species. Um, and I think more people are more likely to see that as a convergent. Whilst with Warlinks, they might have seen it as like, oh, is it a variant of Phalanx? So I decided if I put Phalanx on screen as well, people would clock that it isn't a variant. So yeah, they're not the same thing, but they are connected. They are meant to be like I usually say that it's like the Lunatone to Phalanx's Solrock, that sort of thing. That's what they were intended to be anyway. But I named them as such to possibly be a convergent. You can view it as that if you want. But yeah. Phalanx, it's back. You know its name. Speaking of, You Know My Name by Chris Cornell is a song I really like. Anyway, let's talk about Pink Urchin. I think sea urchins are in Scotland. I mean, I think sea urchins are everywhere, right? Oh yeah, they're plentiful here. Honestly, it's one of those ones where it's like I feel like the specific reason why it was invented also applies to it appearing in Scotland. So I think Pincurchin, if everyone's happy with Pincurchin returning, I'm gonna include it. Okay. Pincurchin is also cute. Like it's not like the strongest Pokemon, but I do like the sort of I do like the trend that Pokemon's doing, where it's like it's just a cute little guy, and I like that. I haven't done one myself, unless you count Dreadcap, I guess. But yeah, okay. 3 people are saying they're happy. So I'll include it. I haven't messaged my boyfriend yet. Hold on, I'll do that. After I include Pincurchin. The Beanmon. Yes, the beans. We love the beans. Right, so okay, Pincurchin. Right. Right, I've messaged my boyfriend. Let's see what he responds with. Okay, next mon. When I think we're nearly done. Snom and Frosmoth are definitely returning. Because Brooke really likes Snom. You will see Snom at least once, maybe. So I guess it's Stonjourner and Ice Cube. Not gonna lie, folks. Stonjourner feels very specifically English, and I wouldn't feel okay having Ice Cube appear without Stonjourner unless I was doing very specific things with one of them. And I don't think I could do one for the other. Like if I made a variant, or say if I made a gimmick form of it, or something like that, or I made like evolutions. I feel like I wouldn't want to separate them unless if it was under those circumstances. Since those circumstances don't apply, I think it's do both or do neither. And considering I don't feel like adding Stonjourner, it might be a do neither case. But feel free to disagree and try and convince me otherwise if you do. Mawile and Sableye got separated in Gen 9. Yeah. But that took like 6 gens. So um Gothitelle and Reuniclus got separated in Paldea. Yeah, I suppose. But like these things can get separated. And heck, I don't know if I'm bringing back Drampa, but because I made a regional Turtonator and I didn't make a regional um like yeah, because I didn't base it because I didn't do a regional Drampa, I have technically separated those two. I don't think I'm ready to separate them yet. Oh, Seahenge. I mean, you could do that as a submission if you want, if Seahenge is Scottish. So wait, you said a third submission. I think you told me about your first, but did you tell me about... Feel free to tell me what your submissions are, Ariel, by the way. Seahenge is also in England. It's not in Scotland. It's also not close to Scotland. It's in the east of England. Like one of the eastmost points. I wouldn't even call it the northeast of England, but it's the northern bit of the eastern blob, I guess. So no, that isn't Scottish, I'm afraid. But is anyone gonna convince me to put those two in? I know Galar also had multiple Ice-type Penguin Pokemon, but I'm not Galar, and I have an Ice-type Penguin Pokemon already. To be fair, Ice-Q isn't flying type. I'm not against doing stuff with Ice-Q in the future. I like Ice-Q. Okay, I do like Ice-Q. I think it's underloved. But I don't know if I should do it. I don't know if I should bring them back. And plus, like, Galar already has a lot coming back anyway, so I feel like um Eel DM'd me something. I like, they told me not to reveal it. And it's something that even if they didn't tell me to not reveal it, I'm not gonna reveal it. So don't worry. Will I be doing any streams after this? Maybe at some point in the future, but I cannot guarantee when the next stream is going to be. I couldn't guarantee that this stream was going to happen, to be honest. But yeah. Okay, so since no one is considering it either way, and because I know most Galar Pokemon are likely to return, I'm going to executively call it a no-go. Because people weren't wanting to defend it by the looks of it, so or defend them both, Stonjourner and Ice-Q. So since there's no defense, they are going to be exiled, I guess. But feel free to. They are free pickings for the contest. So far, the only ones that I should have done this before I announced the contest, actually. But the only ones that aren't free pickings for the contest are like ones that already have something to do with within Croneo, or stuff that I've revealed to naturally exist prior, and don't think that can be retconned, that sort of thing. So I am sorry, Stonjourner and Ice-Q. Next is Indeedee. Okay, Indeedee was on the maybe pile already. Do we bring back Indeedee? I do already have Humanoid Goatmon. However, I do like the idea that we've got a bunch of cleaners and cleaning utensilmon. Because we have a cleaning utensilmon that becomes a cleaner in the spongy line. It actively cleans. It's ground fairy type. It is ground type because it eats the ground, I guess. I guess it could have Earth Eater, actually, as an ability. I could retcon that. But yeah, because it consumes dirt, it can use that dirt, and it's fairy type because it's based on food. So yeah. And now that could also pair nicely with Chinchino. Because Chinchino can also be used to clean. And indeed he's a butler, so that paints a nice story. Yes, I already have Humanoid Goatmon and Croneo, which could be a problem, but they are different types. So I am assuming that the picture I've painted might be one that people like. So, do I bring back Indeedee? Scotland had a history of having servants because, again, royalty, nobility, they liked having servants. So, cleaning trio. Yeah, could have a cleaning trio. A trio of cleaning lines. And Indeedee, there's a place Indeedee can be, but it might be a bit too late for people. I can imagine Indeedee living in the fluorescent forest, but specifically the western part, because I think if it lived in the eastern part, it would be too early in the game. Oh, if you have an idea for a regional based on a ship called the Scottish Maid, feel free to make it. Just because I'm saying yes to this doesn't mean to say you can't make a variant of it for the contest. The only ones you can't are the ones that I'm saying pre-existed before in the Croneo series. Uh, Trainers have been confirmed to have them; they've been confirmed to exist, but this hasn't. So I'm just saying that if no one submits it in the contest, it'll just exist normally. It's going to be in Croneo no matter what, but you can determine if it has an alternative form. So feel free, okay? So, but yeah, I'm going to put in DD. I'm going to finally put in DD, and I guess Chinchino. In the probably pile, in the yes pile. Nice. Right, so Morpeko. Not gonna lie, I kind of want to put Morpeko in for one very specific reason. And it fits already, but it'll fit even more when you realize something. So in its like hangry form, right, it's quite angry because like food, it's to do with food and it gets angry. Do you know who else is to do with food and gets angry? The Glaswegian born, the man who was born in Glasgow called Gordon Ramsay. I think I'm including Morpeko. So I think I've got to, right? I think I've got to include Morpeko because it would be Gordon Ramsay's Pokemon. I say that there may be a trainer based on Gordon Ramsay coming up. Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde too, maybe. I'm not against entirely like new Mon based on Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. But this is sort of a vague thing that even if that wasn't there, Morpeko, if it was just an electric type hamster, it would still work, I think. So honestly, because it also it has so much going for it that it would be like wrong not to. Can you do a Gordon Ramsay fakemon? You can in the contest if you want. I was thinking of making a trainer based on Gordon Ramsay. They'd be like a fighting type specialist. I'm spoiling that right now, just so you're aware, just in case that might inspire you. Who knows? If I like it and make it, and it makes it in, it could be his ace or her ace. I don't know. Just because I'm basing it on Gordon Ramsay doesn't mean to say I'm basing it on. I'm going to make them male or even female. They might be non-binary. Who knows? But yes, I am gonna include Morpeko. I think, yeah, I think we can all agree that, right? Something I'm not gonna include. I can't remember if I put it in the no pile yet, but it's the Cufant line. I understand the reasons Cufant is in Galar, and I think those reasons also apply to Croneo. However, for type variety, I didn't want to, and what for type and species variety, I didn't want to include multiple elephants in Croneo. I only wanted to include one, and Croneo has a lot of steel types already, but not as many ground types. So I felt like Phanpy. I wanted to include Phanpy instead. So no to the Cufant line. Yeah. Okay, right. Next thing along is well, we've got the Galar fossils. They're back. So the next thing after that is Duraludon. I'm leaning on the side of yes as well for this one. Because there's bridges in Scotland that look like Archaludon. And for the record, if Archaludon didn't exist, I wouldn't have as strong an argument. I would genuinely, I think, the existence of Archaludon is making Duraludon a lot more likely. So I think, should we? I'm also checking to see if I put Cufant. Yeah, I put Cufant in the no pile already. So the Shard isn't in Scotland, no, but there are bridges that look a lot like Archaludon. Yeah, the Shard, because the Shard isn't in Scotland, I can't, in good faith, if Archaludon didn't exist, I couldn't, in good faith, really suggest Duraludon. It is quite English, but its evolution feels a bit broader. So I think I am a lot more comfortable with it. But if people are like no, don't include it, you moron, then I won't. If you bully me enough. And after this, there's only one more Galar line because the rest of the Galar Pokemon, or the rest of the Galar evolutionary families, are legendaries with one mythical. And that's it. And then Hisui, those were all cross gens, bar Enamorus, which is a legendary. So once we do Duraludon, we've got to analyze the Dreepy line. And after we've analyzed the Dreepy line, we could then have a look-see at Paldea and the one Kitakami evolution line. Yeah, it's weird that Duraludon got an evolution. It's already good. And then they were like, how about we make this good thing even better? Like, Steel Dragon types are good, man. And then they made a pseudo legendary. They've got 2 Steel Dragon pseudo legendaries. I've made another one, so I can't talk. But well, I say they've made 2 pseudo legendaries. I know Archaludon doesn't fit the full definition of pseudo legendary at all, but in Japan they have a less specific definition. They just call it the 600 Club, and it's basically every Pokemon that isn't a mythical, legendary or mythical, I should say, that has a base stat total of 600, which applies to all the other ones as well, and only all of the pseudo legendaries. But yeah, it's mad. It's mad that they gave it an evolution. So should I put it in? To be fair, I did also put in. I did also give Hydreigon a Steel Dragon variant, and the Steel Dragon Hydreigon has Levitate, so it's only weak to fighting. I may have been a bit naughty. Yeah, but like, should I? A pseudo Yeah, for real. I'm gonna check my phone notifications while I wait. And then after we discuss Dreepy, I will have a break and get a drink. But do we agree with Duraludon and Archaludon? Oh, we've got mixed opinions. I'm gonna say no, and then there's a yes. I might try and get an like I low-key kind of want to add someone else to the stream at some point to kind of talk to while I do some admin stuff for the with the maybe pile. Yeah, I think maybe pile's good because the thing is, one of its forms is very English, and then one of its one of the species, the base form, the base species, Duraludon, very English, explicitly English, and then it evolves to be a bit more broad. So yeah, but broad in a way that can include Scotland. So like, I like it though. I don't know. Maybe I'm just simping. I don't know. Maybe I'm simping for the new mon. So I will put in the maybe pile. So Duraludon is in the maybe pile officially. Dreepy line. What about the Dreepy line? I think so. Right. So for pseudo legendaries, to recap, let me just double check. I am just needing to double check if I have included it or not. Okay, so in the maybe pile, we've got 3 pseudo legends. I think we've got okay, Dragonite is returning. Tyranitar is returning. Salamence, maybe. Metagross is returning. Garchomp is returning. Hydreigon, definitely returning. That has a variant. Goodra, returning. In its original form, not its Hisuian form. Komodo, maybe. So we've got 2 pseudo legendaries in the maybe pile, I'm pretty sure. Then all of the rest of them are returning. I'm thinking for any pseudo legendary that ends up in the maybe pile, I think I should just eject them. Once I get to them, but we'll discuss that after we've discussed Paldea. What about the Dragapult line? I think they're the most popular pseudo legendary out of all of them. Maybe Dragonite is also very popular, but and Garchomp, Dragonite and Garchomp, and I guess Hydreigon. But like, it's still up there. So, what's everyone's thoughts on their deservedness in being in the Croneo region? I'm just going to check all of the chats in my Discord server just to check everyone's behaving themselves. They aren't found in any big dig sites in Scotland. Okay, right. But what about their more contemporary theming? To do with stealth bombers. I'm gonna have a look at like stealth bomber Scotland or That I what? Why am I being taken to YouTube? That's not why I clicked on. So I mean, the UK generally has stealth bombers, but like, oh wait, hold on. In 2000, Aberdeen Press and Journal writer Nick Outerside wrote a piece on US stealth technology in Scotland. Citing confidential sources, he alleged RAF slash USAF uh, Machrihanish in Kintyre, Argyll, to be a base for Aurora aircraft. Okay, so it has a history. We are up to Dragapult. So I think, okay, right. Even though the dinosaur doesn't actually have any fossil records in Scotland, the contemporary inspiration behind the Dreepy line does actually have Scottish history tied with it. More recent history, but still history. So theoretically, I think it does because of if the theming is there, it has a right to be there, in my opinion. And I'm not against adding more dragons, and it's a ghost dragon. It's more unique. I don't think there's any other ghost dragon type other than Giratina. So yeah, I need new glasses. So I think Dreepy should be in, actually. Right. It's still eligible to have a new sort of like a variant. If you want to add it to the contest or submit a variant or new evolution or whatever to the contest. I am thirsty, so I'm going to grab a drink. And after that, we'll discuss Paldea because the rest of Galar is legendaries and Zarude. Also, Hisui is just cross gens and Enamoris, which is a legendary. So next we have. Okay, right. We already wrote off Tarantula, but we are now at the point where we need to discuss pigs again. I've basically thought. I mean, I'm not saying I'm against any of these. I'm not saying I'm against more than one. I'm not sure about a total of three, but how about discuss how we should tackle Swinub, Spoink, and Lechonk. Okay, see you, Darth Arthur. But yes, next we need to discuss what we're going to do with pigs. Are we going to have more than one? Are we? And if we are just going to have one, which one do we pick? Do we pick Swinub? Do we pick, do we pick Swinub? Do we pick Spoink? Do we pick Lechonk? Because I think there's, Swinub because Scotland, because cold area. Okay, right, but at the same time, that logic gets rid of any fire types ever, and I don't think that's smart. So, discuss amongst yourselves which pig you think would be best. If and maybe more than one, maybe all three. Discuss. I'm gonna refill my drink. I will be right back. But please discuss. Alright, I am back. Does anyone have any insight into what I should do about the piggies? So, looks like Swinub's gaining traction. What about the others? Should other pigs be in Croneo? Um, should it just be Swinub for Croneo's pig? I'm feeling just one Pigmon. And it seems like Swinub's proving to be chat's favorite. So, chat, we cool? We cool with the Swinub being the only Pigmon in Croneo? Like if no one disagrees, then I will take that as a yes. Just being clear with everyone. Yeah. Okay. Right. Let's do it. Let's do it. It's the only one. I don't know why I said it like that. Right. While I sort that out, Nimble time. What about Nimble? Also, I'm sensing there's going to be quite a few Mon that are just not going to come back. Not like the entire decks, but like quite a few. Some, but like, yeah, not all. Nimble and low kicks. Yes, because of Loki. Does low kicks have anything to do with Loki? Hold on. Let me have a look. I thought the low bit came from the fact that it's a locust. I've got rock lobster stuck in my head. Oh, so my partner responded about Volcarona. What's he said? What has he said about the volcano Corona? Okay, so Volcarona is back suddenly. The reason I say so is because I asked my partner, "Would you kill me if I didn't include Volcarona?" His answer was yes. I'm including Volcarona. Yeah, literally, it's not, and it doesn't really have anything to do with Loki. It's Norse. It also has blades. Well, yeah. Actually, what kind of blades? Um. I guess, but like they're not. It doesn't. I mean, Scotland isn't just blades. Like I'm not against including like the general Scottish stereotype of fighter, but like it's got to feel interesting. So I'm probably going to include the Charcadet line. I did not put these in. I did not put my headphones in so I could hear notifications. I only have them in so that no. Yeah, I guess so you don't hear the notifications. I'm not too sure on the Nimble line. Honestly, I'm not too sure of any of Paldea's bug types, to be honest. If any, it would be Nimble. Um, but I don't see it. I don't see it happening. Grasshoppers are in Scotland. Yeah, that's why Bug Dark. It's Bug Dark, which is cool. I do have a Bug Dark type in Croneo, but that's one. So we can have another. I don't see Rabska coming back. I don't, but I can see Nimble coming back. I guess. I know it kind of looks like it has chainsaws, but I don't think it's to do with chainsaws. I also Low Kicks has Loki in its name. I will agree with that. I don't think it derives from it. Yeah, do you know what? You've convinced me. Nimble's back. And I think that's the last bug type we'll add. That isn't in the maybe pile. Okay. So I don't think Poor Me. I'm not thinking Poor Me. But feel free to disagree. Does anyone have a case for Poor Me? You do not have a case for Poor Me. Do you have a case against Poor Me? Marmots aren't in Scotland. True. In terms of the Poor Me line's inspiration, does that fit though? Because I'm not actually against doing something that isn't like ecologically part of Scotland. But if the themes are there, I'm fine with it. So the question is, what's Cormot based on? Oh, pardon me. Yeah. I already have an electric fighting Pika clone. And it already, like, Pormi and Nezumaruto kind of feel quite similar to me. It was unintentional because, like, yeah, I made Nezumaruto and Nezuken before the Pormi line was even announced. So, like, yeah, there's that. So it's based on defibrillators. Are defibrillators like inherent? Were they made by like a Scottish person? Because if so, that complicates things a bit. A Swiss person first demonstrated it. Yeah, no, I don't think there's a case for it. I think there's plenty a case against it. So no, no, Poor Me. Speaking of rodents, how about Tandemouse and Mousehold? Tandemouse and Mousehold. They're up next. Okay. Gouging Fire is just Gordon Ramsay's rage. Oh, okay. But we're not talking about Paradox Pokemon. Waffle Gaming, I'm assuming you don't realize that we're going through every Pokemon line in order. We are in Paldea, but I don't see what Gouging Fire has to do with Mousehold, which is what we're talking about right now. Also, I'm not bringing back the Paradox Pokemon. I'm not. And also, no, that's it. Mice are very Scottish because of the plague. Yeah, funny that. It's almost as if I made a variant of Rattata based on that. Also, it was rats, not mice. So, anyone actually got something that isn't just, hey, look at this thing that already has a Mon in Croneo representing it? Clone. Ooh. Ooh! I like that. I like that reasoning. Because I should probably, that. I've just realized I was at the bottom of the screen for a solid hour. But yeah, ooh, I like that. Well, you already have a Croniumon that is based on Dolly the Sheep. In Club Wool, the evolution to Dubwool, but not against this double theming you and abstractly referencing it in a different way. Yeah, I like that. So we've got Mousehold now. Or rather Tandemouse. And Fido has a regional variant in Croneo, so Fido's in. Okay, Smoliv. I think we need to talk about Smoliv. Do you think Smoliv works? Because, it's not a Mediterranean region at all. So I get that. But, you can get olives and olive oil in Scotland, but you can get them everywhere. What do you mean he goes with cheese? Who goes with cheese? Smoliv? Smoliv going with cheese? I don't know what you're on about, Waffle. I don't. Olives and cheese could. Okay, right. Okay, but I don't see why that has to do with Smoliv working in Croneo. I'm leaning towards no, I think. But I don't know. Does anyone have any reasons, or are we just gonna say no? Yeah, I'm thinking no. Maybe at best, but at this point, I think it's a no. I wish there was a tool where I could like plug all of these like and make a visual image based on them. So Smoliv, no. After Smoliv, we have Squawkabilly. I'm also thinking no. I'm also thinking no. Are we in agreement with Squawkabilly being no? Or is there a case for Squawkabilly I just don't know yet? I mean, fair, but like fair that you're kind of biased, but but is it Scottish though? Yeah, I'm not thinking it's Scottish. Does anyone have anything? Because otherwise, I will just pop it in no. What does it have to do with pirates, though? Yeah, I'm gonna plop it in no. Yeah, I just don't see. But it is a parakeet. What does that have to do with Scotland? No parakeets can be found here, but they're not really a Scotland thing. So I don't know. I think the next two are probably going to be yes, by the way. But Paldea isn't just a sad story. Oh, I knocked my glasses off. Paldea isn't just a sad story because I'm pretty sure, like, salt. I mean, Scotland is surrounded by ocean. You're going to get salt. Um, I know Nacli's more based on salt mines, but I don't care. I think Nacli works for Croneo. And Charcadet, I mean, look at its evolutions. Like, at this rate, yeah. I mean, Ledge is in the thumbnail for a reason. So, yeah. I actually made a thumbnail before the thing because I was confident that I knew those two mom were going to be a yes. So, yeah. So, Squawkabilly for no. Nacli and Charcadet for yes. Now, we get to something that's a bit more contentious. And that is Tadbulb. So I made a mon called Tadsol for Croneo. But based on an idea I had before Legends Arceus came out, before I think BDSP even came out. It was an idea I had. I can distinctly remember we did not know about Hisuian Voltorb yet. And I'm saying I had it that early. And there's a reason I mentioned Hisuian Voltorb because it's kind of it's relevant to how this one came to be. That's a story for another time, I think. But it was before then. And so I had that idea. I had the distinct idea of having a solar-powered tadpole evolving into a wind-powered frog that becomes a hydro-powered frog. And I had that distinct idea, mono-electric for all three. And then Belly Bolt happened because I took too long. So, but my idea is distinct enough. It's still a mono-electric frog. So that is unfortunate. There may be overlap, and if I want to be consistent, I'm gonna have to say no to. I'm gonna have to say no to Tadbulb if I want to be consistent, because it's based on it's similar species and the same type. And using that same logic, I would also have to disqualify Yamper, but that could prove to be an exception. This could prove to be an exception as well. So like where were light bulbs invented? France. Okay. Yeah, are we okay with not having the Tadbulb and Belly Bulb? Due to the Tadsol line in Croneo, Tadsol, Turbit, and Hydrode. Are we okay with that? Are we okay with this? Okay. I don't think it would be confusing because if you look at them side by side, they're very different. But I think. Oh, hey Artsy, we're finally in Paldea. We are finally in Paldea. The next mon we are going to talk about is Wattrel. So we've already decided no on Tadbulb. I think you have access to the chat. Yeah, you have access to the chat, Artsy. I gave you access last night, I think. And so you can see what the updates are. And yeah, Wattrel. Thoughts on Wattrel, everyone? Wattrel and Killer Wattrel. Can I just say, I really like them as Pokemon, and I was originally back when the leaks were happening. People were saying they were seagulls, and I was like, ooh, electric type seagulls. I wonder, are they going to be like? Are they going to be like more interesting than Wingull? I wonder what they're going to do. And then it turns out they're not based on seagulls at all. So, and this is why I have trust issues. But what about Wattrel, people? Watchroll. It might be in maybe. Well, I think the key idea is like, are petrels in Scotland? Storm petrels are small oceanic birds that breed in the UK during the summer months, but spend their lives out at sea. Okay, so I think that could be a yes. I think that could be a yes, because like if they can be in the UK and they weren't in Galar, guess what? They can be in Croneo, right? Because Scotland's part of the UK. So I'm feeling Watchroll. That sounded weird. Next one's Mastiff. No, Mastiff and Mabostiff. Thoughts? Could I do a video explaining every returning mon in Croneo after these streams? I'm not going to do that because that's what these streams are for. I don't see why I have to just repeat the information in these streams. No. These returning mon things are basically just for people who want to do stuff in the competition, really. I don't want to do more work than I have to, and plus I've got a job now, which is going to eat up a lot of time. So realistically, I only want to focus on stuff that I feel like would be beneficial, and I don't want to just talk about Pokemon that already exist. Basically, I'd rather discuss my own fakemon and all the new stuff that I've done. But yeah, Storm Petrels. That works. So I'm gonna include the Watchroll line. Mastiff fits. Why does it fit with Croneo's theme? In what way does Mastiff fit? Why does Scotland inherently mean so? Croneo's theme is gang. What does Croneo have to do with gang members? Like Team Sparkle's a thing. They're a gang. But what are you on about? What does that have to do with anything? Please explain yourself. I don't see what that has to do with Croneo's theme. Croneo's theme is capitalism is bad and we should eat the rich. So evil people exist. So every dark type should return then. Mastiffs can be found in the UK. That's a better reason. My only question is, considering I've been doing weird things like if two Pokemon are based on like the same sort of species of animal or same kind of animal, if they're both based on the same kind of animal and they are the same type, I tend not to like having overlap. We have included Houndour. Then again, we have Arcanine. So, like, we could still have Mastiff and Mabostiff. I guess the police could act as a sort of mafia. I don't think it necessarily fits Croneo's theme, per se, but it can fit an element of Croneo's plot. So, I'm going to say yes, actually. I'm gonna say yeah, sure. For Mastiff and Mabostiff. Also, Growlithe is the police Pokemon. I've decided that because Growlithe's on a gym team, I've decided to almost semi-retire Growlithe as a police Pokemon. But Stoutland is owned by one of the Stoutland is used by a boss character who is the chief of police, Rory. But it's because he has a big mustache, like Stoutland, so that fit. He also has a Gloriana, but other police officers could have other dog Pokemon like Manectric, and Houndoom is fire type as well. And I was thinking, oh, it's also dark type, so it's like evil Arcanine. Scotland is not known for the Mafia, unlike Italy. Yeah, but the reason why I'm thinking Maschiff could work. Yeah, I'm gonna add Maschiff. The reason why is because I think Sparrow, although I wouldn't describe it as a theme, I think Sparrow is actually onto something for once because like it kind of works with like corruption, a corrupt hierarchy, and it tends to be a sort of trope that the mafia are tied with the police. So I think it could work. Yeah, why not? Shroodle and Grafaiai, I'm including them. And before you say, wait, they species wise they very don't fit. Species wise, they only fit in Madagascar. Okay, theme wise of like gangsters and street punks. Do you know what? Like, it's a Scottish stereotype, but I'm not against adding stereotypes that are like adding stereotypes through bringing back returning Mon. I'm not imposing a stereotype creatively. It's just a case of people see it and they think it fits. And you know what? It adds diversity. It's for a lot of benign reasons more than cynical ones. So, yeah. Bramblin, I don't think. No, I don't think so. What about Bramblin? Grafaiai should have painted the queer town. I mean, it may have. Yeah, they could have painted the house. Yeah, I mean, people also. I mean, does that mean I should get rid of Smeargle? Because people were saying that about Smeargle as well. And not only that, like Prydion has a paintbrush tail, so that's kind of my headcanon for how they did. Should I remove? Should I remove Smeargle? They could have both painted the town together, but at the same time, like Grafaiai feels like it more. What more likely happened is Grafaiai painted the houses in like Brookstown or something. Yeah, I do know what painters. Why not? So many painters. Do you know what? They all stay. They can all stay. Yeah. So I think we're yeah, I think we're all. I mean, we've already got a lot of grass ghost types in Croneo. And I think there might be room for one more. I don't think Bramblin is that one. I don't get why this was two Pokemon, personally. Like Bramblin and Bramblegat, I was like, yeah, they look different. But honestly, like one is just Tumbleweed and one is Spiky Tumbleweed with evil eyes. I don't. Yeah, that's my hot take. I'm not a fan of it. So yeah, cool. No Bramblin, I guess. Toadscool is coming back. Cloth. Should I include Cloth? Should I include Cloth? I think. Did I get rid of like Kingler? I think I might have gotten rid of Kingler because it was water type. Did I do that? Or Krabby? Yeah, I got rid of Krabby. I got rid of Krabby and Kingler. So I think I should include Cloth. I think it fits. I don't think anyone would think cloth doesn't fit. Because there's a lot of cliff faces in Scotland, crabs are in Scotland. Like I know we already have like Croneo and Crabominable, right? But like I don't know. I feel like it's another rock type, isn't it? So yeah, cloth could work in the mountain place as well. Yeah, I think cloth can work. You know, but I didn't want to have too many crabs. Um, these next few, I'm not sure. Like these next three, like Capsicid line. So that's Capsicid and Scovillain, Rellor and Rapska, and Flittle and Espathra. I don't know. I don't feel these. I don't feel these at all. I'm not feeling them. Are you guys feeling these? Um. Yeah, I'm not. It fits with the police because evil. Thing is, I can't just have every evil Pokemon bag. That's the thing. Yeah, with Scoville, I just don't see any particular reason why they should be there. So I think, yeah, I'm gonna get rid of Capsicid, Flittle, and just Capsicid, Rellor, and Flittle. It's unfortunate, but needs must. Did I also get rid of Wiglet here? Because I'm not gonna bring back Wiglet. Capsicid, Rellor, Flittle. If I didn't get rid of Wiglet, I'm gonna get rid of it now. I did get rid of Wiglet. Okay. So Tinkertuff. Wiglet is good because eels. Yeah, there are other eel Pokemon, and it's a water type convergent, and I already have a water type convergent. Don't think garden eels are in Scotland. Yeah, I don't think they are either. I'm sorry, Tinkertuff's not eligible for the contest. Because Alexi has a Tinkerton. So you can already get Tinkertuff. Fun fact, that shiny Tinkerton that you can see in Alexi's Instagram post and in the plot video, I actually colored that myself. I did use some reference. I did swatch some colors from a fan art, but the actual colorization process I did all on my own. Because the fan art also had pretty accurate colors, so I used the colors they used, but I actually took the official Tinkerton art and recolored the hammer myself using those swatched colors. So yeah. Bombardier. It's the closest thing to a goose, so I think I should. I'm gonna put Bombardier. It's not a goose, but it's like the closest thing to a goose we'll have, so yeah. I'm also wanting to bring in the Finizen line, Finizen and Palafin, because dolphins are in Scotland. Okay, Varoom and Revavaroom. Yeah, cars are in Scotland, but are cars particularly Scottish? Let me have a look. I think Scotland had a good history with cars, like in terms of like producing them. Like it was the UK's number one export, so yeah. I'm okay. I'm thinking Varoom. I'm thinking Varoom. Let's have a Varoom. I don't know about Cyclozar though. I don't know if bikes, because it's a bike. I don't know if they're particularly Scottish. Like cars feel right, but bikes, I don't know. Also, Orthworm's kind of doing what Steelix is doing, so no, not feeling it. Um, so thoughts on Cyclozar and I guess Orthworm too. I don't know what AOT Roa is. I don't know what that is. Okay, there's not all too many left until the Paradox Pokemon, which is a sign that there wouldn't be many left after that. Okay. We're nearly at the end, guys. I'm pronouncing it wrong. I don't know what it is. Of course I'm pronouncing it wrong. Aotearoa? Aotearoa. I don't know how to say it. I don't know what that is. You spelt it Aotearoa. I don't know what that is. I'm gonna look it up. What is it? Oh, it's a what? So it's New Zealand. Why not just call it New Zealand then? Aotearoa. Okay, yeah, but what? But when I searched it up, it just came up for New Zealand. What? Is it different to New Zealand? Well, oh, it's the Maori word for New Zealand. Ah, right. Okay. Are you a Maori, Sparrow? Are you a Maori? Are you part of the Maori people? I'm probably pronouncing Maori as wrong as well. I do apologize. Like Maori? Is that how you? Is that would that be a preferred thing? Maori? Maori? I don't know. But that's off topic. We need to get to the bottom of if Cyclozar belongs in Croneo, and I don't think it does. And Orthworm feels like a redundancy. So I don't know if we should. Yeah. Do you know what? Yeah. I think I may do something with Cyclozar in my next region. Because I think my next region would fit having something with Cyclozar in it. Like I'm very happy to include it in my next region. Just this region, maybe not so much. Orthworm is a train, is it? I thought it was a worm. The thing is, we already have a train Pokemon in Croneo, so I don't think having another would work. Yeah, so Cyclozar and Orthworm. Glimmet and Glimora. What are they when they're at home? So what's Glimora based on? Because that's the concept fully utilized. But what is it based on? I do really like Glimora a lot. It has two abilities that I really like as well. To me, they're new abilities, even though like Corrosion's been around for like nearly 10 years. It might be based on the Passiflora. Deadly Nightshade. Bittersweet Nightshade. Ooh. Nightshades are found in Scotland. I was nearly. Do you know what? I was originally going to have a Nightshade themed berry, and that was a way to evolve some Pokemon. But I mean, the berry could still exist. It's just no longer an evolution method. So, do you know what? I'm fancying Glimmet. How does Glimmet and Glimmer there will will-o'-the-wisps in cave? They're not will-o'-the-wisps though at all. They're flowers that don't really light up, do they? Do they light up? I guess they do, but like not everything bioluminescent is a will-o'-the-wisp. It just kind of because the idea with the idea when I was deciding to bring back Chinchou, because of its light in the deep dark depths of the water, will-o'-the-wisps are like lights in the darkness, and I guess this would be the case too, but for caves. But you wouldn't be finding Crony and Litwick in caves, so I'm thinking this could work. The only reason why other mon that light up I said didn't really work is because you would find them in the same area. So for diversity, I'm going for Glimmet. I've convinced myself to do Glimmet, to bring Glimmet back. Yeah. So after a room, Glimmet. Okay, what's next? Grievard. We don't have a ghost type dog in Croneo. I don't think. Jasper should have a Glimora or Lily. Yeah, that could work. The thing is, I feel a bit weird giving like a champion's ace to a gym leader. I don't know why, I just do. But I mean, I think it could. Thing is, Lily does have earrings based on nightshades, so I think Lily would work better. Hasburg. What's Hasburg when it's at home? Well, Hasburg Jaw. What does that have to do with Scotland? What does that have to do with Scotland? What does that have to? What does the House of Habsburg have to do with Scotland? Yeah, I know it's the people with deformities to do with inbreeding, but like, what does that have to do with Scotland? It's like, oh yes, this thing that's unrelated to Scotland. Do it because of that. Actually, the House of Habsburg was I mean, I thought I mean there were like the House of Habsburg did rule Spain at some point. They're royals, okay, but they're not Scottish royals. They're specific royals, which they're specifically like Middle European, which includes Spanish. With royalty, I was kind of wanting to go with a vague theme of royalty with all of the royal-based fakemon I have. Apart from like Chai Monarch, which is specifically Scottish. Does Grievard resemble a Scotch Terrier? I don't see it personally, but hold on. Why? I mean, why are you dismissing no ghost dog? I'm just saying your point doesn't make sense, Sparrow. Just it's not the only point. If it's like, oh yes, this thing that's unrelated to Scotland is in this. Oh, because it has one thing unrelated. Like, no, it could have something to do with it. I don't see why you're giving up that easily. Yeah, no, it doesn't. It doesn't give me those vibes. Not gonna lie. Oh yeah, the candle could be a will-o'-the-wisp, but I don't know. I could put it in the maybe pile. I don't know. I'm genuinely unsure. Also, Sparrow, you're spelling will-o'-the-wisp wrong every single time. It's Will, as in the name Will, short for William. O, like the letter O. The, and then Wisp, W-I-S-P. Will-o'-the-wisp. Yeah, I'll put in the maybe pile. Luckily, there's not many things that are going in the maybe pile. A lot of things are clear cut, or have been clear cut this stream. Like literally only 3 things have been put in the maybe pile, and all 3 of them were Galar. After Grievard, Flamigo. That's a no. I'm not putting Flamigo in. Not out of any ick, but it just no. I don't see how Flamigo makes sense at all here. And then Satoddle, which I already said I wanted to put in. I also don't want to put in Veluza because I think we're getting to the point that there's too many fish, but I do want to consider Dondozo and Tatsugiri. I feel like if I do one, I've got to do both. Like they're very connected. Like they're actively connected, so let's talk about them. Yeah, we do have like Japanese food in Scotland, but most places do. And do most places have catfish? Dondozo. Is Artsy still watching, by the way? Are you still watching? I'd like to hear your opinion on Dondozo. I wouldn't say it's a copy of Wishcash because they own like Wishcash doesn't own the idea of being a catfish. Yeah, Dondozo's meant to give you chef vibes. That's intentional. So Discord stuff. I'm seeing in the mod chat that someone was defending AI art. Someone's like, our world is advancing. Yeah, we're developing new technologies to make art through theft. Yeah, I don't call that advancing. I call that a crime. Like, by the way, if you like AI art, cool. I know be gay do crime, but not this kind of crime. Yeah, no, that person was on their final strike anyways, Artsy, so don't worry. And they're like, "Oh look, I didn't respect the rules of the server, and I'm also going to not respect art as a medium." So, no. Anyway, so Dondozo and Tatsugiri. I think they can be. Oh, who was it? Oh, it was a waffle. Anyway, so Dondozo Tatsugiri. Yeah, why not? Why not? They're feel that it's feeling like I should. I'm getting a vibe from them that I should. And then okay, now we've not got many left. Next is the Frigibax line, because we're not doing Paradox Pokemon. Paradox Pokemon are not coming back. For Croneo, at least. I might think of a way to bring them back to something. But not for Croneo. So, you'll be gone for about 20 minutes. So the stream will probably still be going on because we've got the maybe file to sort through. So I didn't even realize like server drama was going on because like I had hot takes chat muted because oh god, the AI chat last time was getting like uncomfortable. And I was just like, no. It's like I will admit, before like I think any of us truly realized the scale of how bad AI art is, it's like I used it to generate a reference image. But that was like, and I have played about with it, but nothing that I could officially go, I have made this. I actually, the only like way that it's affected Croneo is that I've generated an image, and I said to the artist, could it look something like this? Or could it also look like something like this? Because I'm not saying, I generated something, I got an artist to draw it. No, there were other things injected into it as well. I was just thinking, well, considering it's a variant, what if I put into like DALI, such and such type this mon, and then it came up with something, and it came up with imagery that I liked. So that's what happened. But realistically, I would never do it again. But yeah, sorry for that AI tangent. AI art is stealing. I've realized that now. I've realized that for a while, and it's bad. Right, so only time paradoxes are being mentioned. Yeah. So on Frigibax, I don't know if we should include it. Like I think we've got enough pseudos. And like I know, it's Excalibur. Croneo doesn't really deal with much. Arthurian legend was very much an English thing, but also like a Welsh thing. So, but it wasn't really a Scottish thing, from my recollection. So I don't think Excalibur, to me, what or I mean I don't think it doesn't fit Croneo, but I don't think it inherently does based on it being Excalibur. It's also literally Godzilla, and I already have Godzilla pseudo legendary, so no, it could fit my next region. Who knows? But I'm leaning on the side of probably not for this one. But feel free to change my mind. What does everyone think about Excalibur for Croneo? Yeah, I mean the thing is, it's a case of like, yeah, the other one's Tyranitar, but like, so in theory they can coexist because they have done before. Excalibur is based on theropods, and they were one of the first dinosaurs in Scotland. But in theory, if that's a theropod, so is Tyranitar, right? Tyranitar is also a theropod, right? Like, Baxcalibur is my least favorite pseudo legend. I think I've just kind of gone like, oh, here's all the pseudo legends I like, and the ones that I don't like as much, yeah, no, they can go. But like, but that's unintentional. I think they can coexist, but I think considering which pseudos I brought back, then no. Okay. So Sam's entered the chat. He's my brother. I've not seen your Baileys. If you left them at our house, I think we've eaten them. Oh, Mum's Baileys. Have I seen Mum's Baileys? I think she had them. I think she ate them all. But yeah, so no to Baxcalibur. That seems to be what we are going for. Right. Gimme Ghoul is on Morven's team. And that leaves one more mon to discuss. It does. One more Pokemon that would exist in the world of Croneo. And that is. Oh, I think it's one more mon. Hold on, let me. Yeah, one more non-legendary Pokemon, Poltergeist, which evolves into Sinistra. You get Matcha here. You do get Matcha here. Our stance on Gimme Ghoul is that it was already in, so I didn't make a variant or evolution, but it is in. Gimme Ghoul is a Pokemon that a boss character has on their team, so therefore Gimme Ghoul was already in Croneo, and there's not really anything I think I would allow people to do for the contest in regards to Gimme Ghoul, but I haven't done anything with Poltergeist yet. I'm not against adding it, but at the same time, I don't really see any reason to do Matcha in Scotland. It's not really a big thing. Like. It's like, yeah, you do get Matcha here, but it's a case of is it Scottish enough? Is it Scottish enough to automatically go? It doesn't feel very Scotland. You do get it though. You also get sushi, and even though I included Tatsugiri, and it is a very like Japanese inspired Pokemon, I included it because I included Dondozo, and Tatsugiri doesn't not fit. It just doesn't inherently bring anything to the table itself, but hey, I think it's neat. But yeah. I don't know if Poltergeist brings anything to the table. Don't know if Sinistra brings anything to the table. Other than a bunch of matcha. Yeah, I don't know. I think I'll probably put it in no, because there's also other Ghost Grassmon in Croneo. So yeah, I'm gonna put it in no. And that's every mon. I'm gonna have another break to refill on a drink. But yeah. Once I get back, I'll try and figure out what the overall type balance would be. The stream isn't over because now I need to figure out like the balancing and also how many mon there are. Okay. Right. Break time. I am going to refill my drink. Oh, darn it. I banged my head against the ceiling. Oh, no. Because I've got an inclined ceiling. Oh, no. Right. Don't go anywhere, anyone. Don't go anywhere, everyone. I will grab a drink. So we've done it, but we need to sort through the maybe pile. So the stream will go on for a bit longer. Right, I am back. How many viewers have I lost from being bored at not seeing me here? Like half of them. Great. We're no longer talking about Pokemon. Right, do we want this to be different? Well, we'll see how much we have. So we've covered every Pokemon line at least once. Some of them are in the maybe pile. We're going to revisit some. Maybe. Because there are ones that I was unsure on, but now we've got like a list of like stuff we have, stuff we don't. I'm thinking of just compiling, or I say compiling, but like I'm just reviewing what we have so far. And I intend to do this through this website called Stardex. And that's gonna give me a balance, but I'm also gonna make a counter. Also gonna have a counter, so right. I'm gonna try and stream me entering stuff on Stardex. I'm also going to have a counter open on my phone, so I can count each stage as well. Okay. So, right. I've got my tally counter, my click counter. I'm gonna see if I can stream. I'm gonna see if I can share my Safari window. Oh no, I have to restart Chrome. What? Oh, that might end the stream. Oh, I don't want to do that. But I might have to. I think I'm gonna have to end the stream there. And then I'll discuss it with people on my Discord server. I'll discuss the maybe pile there. But we've done a good job. We've done the hard work. I will publish this on my Discord server, and I'll also leave it on the. I'll publish the results of all of this on the server and on the YouTube community tab. So if you don't want, if for some reason you can't access my server or don't want to, you can view it on YouTube. Okay, I think that's all. Sorry for the anticlimactic ending, but there's nothing I can really do. But thank you for tuning into these streams. It's been fun, and I look forward to do more at some point. But I hopefully you'll tune in for the next Croneo video, which will hopefully be out on Saturday. I'm like 2/3 of the way through editing it, so I'm pretty happy with it so far. So yeah, and with that, I'll see you next time. I'll see you another time. Bye bye.